The Timeless Life Lessons of Pythagoras, a journey beyond the theorem. When you think of Pythagoras, the first thing that likely comes to mind is the Pythagorean theorem, that ubiquitous mathematical formula that haunted many a geometry student in school: a superscript 2 plus b superscript 2 equals c superscript 2. It's easy to reduce Pythagoras to that simple equation, but that would be a huge mistake. Pythagoras was much more than a mathematician. He was a philosopher, a spiritual guide, and a seeker of truth. His teachings hold invaluable lessons that extend far beyond the world of numbers and can offer profound insights into how we live our lives. At the heart of Pythagoras' philosophy is the idea that the universe is deeply interconnected, ordered, and harmonious. He believed that by understanding the patterns of the cosmos, humans could align themselves with this universal order and achieve peace, wisdom, and a fulfilled life. What does this mean for us today? In our modern world of chaos and rapid change, his timeless lessons remind us to slow down, reflect, and seek meaning in the structure of life around us. 1. Harmony and balance, the key to a fulfilled life. The first lesson that Pythagoras teaches is the importance of balance and harmony. Pythagoras famously believed in the music of the spheres, the idea that celestial bodies like planets and stars move in a way that creates a cosmic symphony, inaudible to human ears but present nonetheless. He saw the universe itself as a grand orchestra, where every planet, star, and even human soul played a role in a harmonious cosmic order. But what does this have to do with you and me? A lot, actually. Pythagoras' lesson is a reminder that balance is key to living well. Just as the universe is in harmony, so should our lives be. Too often, we get caught up in extremes, whether it's working too hard and neglecting our personal lives or focusing too much on self-care and letting our responsibilities slip. Pythagoras would urge us to seek balance in everything, between work and rest, between ambition and contentment, between material success and spiritual fulfillment. Imagine your life as a piece of music. If one instrument is too loud, it drowns out the others, distorting the beauty of the whole. Similarly, if one aspect of your life dominates, whether it's work, relationships, or even personal aspirations, everything else suffers. Life, like music, needs harmony to truly sing. 2. The beauty of structure, finding patterns in chaos. We often think of life as chaotic and unpredictable, and in many ways, it is. But Pythagoras teaches us that there is structure even in the chaos, if we look closely enough. His famous theorem is just one example of how mathematics reveals the underlying order of the universe. For Pythagoras, numbers weren't just abstract concepts, they were the very building blocks of reality. He saw numbers as symbols of deeper truths, representing the way everything in the universe fits together. In our own lives, recognizing patterns and structures can help us make sense of the complexities we face. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves stuck in the same negative habits, falling into the same kinds of relationships, or making the same mistakes at work? We may feel like victims of fate, but often, these are just patterns playing out in our lives. Once we recognize them, we have the power to change them. Pythagoras reminds us that there is power in recognizing the patterns in our own lives. Whether it's identifying a cycle of procrastination or realizing that we're drawn to certain types of people, once we see the pattern, we can take steps to break it. There's a certain comfort in knowing that, while life can feel overwhelming, there are ways to make it more manageable by paying attention to its structure. It's a bit like solving a math problem. Once you know the formula, everything becomes clearer. 3. The power of self-discipline. Master yourself, master your life. One of Pythagoras' core teachings was the value of self-discipline. In his view, true wisdom and inner peace could only be attained through control of one's desires and emotions. While this might sound a bit austere, it's a powerful reminder in today's world, where we are constantly bombarded with distractions, temptations, and instant gratification. Pythagoras' emphasis on self-discipline isn't about denying ourselves joy, it's about cultivating the kind of inner strength that leads to long-term fulfillment. Think about the times in your life when you felt most proud of yourself. Chances are, it wasn't when you indulged in momentary pleasures, but when you stuck to a difficult goal, overcame a challenge, or made a sacrifice for something meaningful. Pythagoras understood that self-discipline leads to a deeper sense of satisfaction than fleeting pleasures ever could. In a world where everything is available at the touch of a button, whether it's food, entertainment, or even social approval, Pythagoras' lesson is more relevant than ever. He encourages us to cultivate mindfulness and restraint, not because life should be joyless, (5) The unity of all things, recognizing the interconnectedness of life. One of Pythagoras' most profound teachings is the belief in the unity of all things. He saw the universe as a single, interconnected whole, where everything, from the stars in the sky to the smallest plant on Earth, is linked in a cosmic dance. This idea of unity extends to human relationships, nature, and even the way we interact with the world around us. In our daily lives, we can see this interconnectedness in many ways. Think about how your mood affects the people around you. When you're stressed or angry, it's easy to lash out at others, creating a ripple effect of negativity. Conversely, when you approach the world with kindness and compassion, you can inspire those around you to do the same. Pythagoras' lesson here is simple but profound. We are all connected, and our actions matter more than we realize. This idea of unity can also help us cultivate a sense of compassion, not just for others but for ourselves. We are all part of the same cosmic web, and the struggles we face are often shared by others, even if we don't realize it. When we recognize this interconnectedness, it becomes easier to be patient, forgiving, and empathetic, both towards others and ourselves. 6. The power of silence and reflection, cultivating inner peace. One of the more surprising aspects of Pythagoras' teachings is his emphasis on the importance of silence. He believed that silence was a form of self-discipline, a way to clear the mind and cultivate inner peace. In a world that is constantly noisy, whether it's the literal noise of traffic and technology or the mental noise of worries and distractions, Pythagoras' advice is more relevant than ever. We live in an age where silence is rare, and even moments of quiet are often filled with scrolling through social media or checking emails. Pythagoras reminds us that true reflection requires silence. It's only in moments of stillness that we can truly hear ourselves think, reflect on our lives, and gain clarity about what matters most. Making time for silence can be as simple as going for a walk without your phone, sitting quietly with your thoughts, or practicing meditation. In these moments of stillness, we can reconnect with ourselves, tap into our inner wisdom, and find a sense of peace that is often elusive in our busy lives. 7. Compassion for all living beings, kindness as a path to wisdom. Finally, Pythagoras was known for his belief in the transmigration of souls, the idea that all living beings are connected through the cycle of life and death. This belief led him to advocate for kindness towards animals and all living creatures. While we may not all share his belief in reincarnation, his message of compassion is universal. In today's world, where cruelty and indifference often dominate the headlines, Pythagoras' emphasis on kindness feels especially important. He teaches us that true wisdom comes from compassion, not just towards other humans, but towards all forms of life. When we treat others with kindness, we elevate ourselves and contribute to the greater harmony of the world. Kindness doesn't have to be grand or heroic. It can be as simple as holding the door for someone, offering a kind word, or being mindful of how our actions affect others. In small but meaningful ways, Pythagoras reminds us that every act of compassion brings us closer to the harmonious life he envisioned. Conclusion: living in harmony with the wisdom of Pythagoras. In a world that often feels chaotic and fragmented, Pythagoras offers a vision of life that is structured, harmonious, and deeply interconnected. His lessons about balance, self-discipline, the pursuit of knowledge, and compassion are as relevant today as they were in ancient Greece. They remind us that beneath the surface of our busy lives, there is a deeper order, a kind of music that we can tune into if we take the time to listen. By embracing these timeless lessons, we can live more fully, more wisely, and more in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. After all, as Pythagoras might say, life is like a beautiful piece of music. It's up to us to play our part well.